and joined in the commentary booth by John Coxey today.
Pleasure to join you, Mr. Wilkinson. Looking forward to some good, clean, wholesome fun out here on a Saturday afternoon in miraculously sunny downtown Myllypuro.
But the pitch is green for all the rain. And Helsinki kickoff, taken by Johannes and tackled by Helsinki. And Tim to Axel.
Good ball carrying again there, good early carry from Atsu.
Ira there with the carry. And it's in to Tugby, who kicks long, just outside the Helsinki 22. And the fullback with the ball, deciding what to do, but is tackled by Reese.
Good length of kick there from Tomby, had turned the fullback. The Warriors chasing line could have been a bit faster.
And Chris there with the ball. Missed tackle by Axel, bounces off Johannes, bounces off Henne, and tackled by Matthias. And tackle there by Mika.
Chris Denham looking surprisingly svelte and twinkle-toed these days. I wonder what happened.
Costa with the tackle there from Warriors. Helsinki fullback with the 10 with the ball. Out to the 13. Liam in 2 minds, but Reese picks off the intercept. And still not tackled, pops the ball to Krabby. Barry offloads Julian. And no ball secured by Warriors there, and Helsinki with the penalty.
Yeah, Warriors starting slightly slower than Helsinki, but right there. When Helsinki passed the ball to the right, oh my God, the 10's about to take off. We're having a bit of a Wizard of Oz moment here. Yeah, there was a Helsinki created a 3-man overlap there. The Warriors' defensive line had not shot it on the left side and got into space. Reese Morgan came back and luckily managed to intercept the offload. So a little bit of a wake-up call there from the Warriors and good structure from Helsinki. We now need to stop our place from blowing away in the breeze.
We've got some players who are not in action at the moment, sorting that out, so we'll continue the comms. And an early substitution by Helsinki, number 5 going off, presumably for a head injury check. Number 5, Jesperi Virtinen. So we'll have a Helsinki penalty just inside the halfway line, but 5 meters from the touchline. And they will kick to touch. And we'll have a Helsinki line out just outside the 22.
First time we're going to get to see both teams attacking and defensive line-outs. Warriors have been working and progressively improving their line-out throughout this season. HRC, I'm not sure if the blue skull cup man is Mr. Myllypuro, who's their usual target.
And tiny ball, out of the ball by Warriors. But legally, so we'll have a Warriors penalty.
HRC with good variation there in the line-out. Having 3 similarly sized blokes means lifting and jumpers can be intermixed, but Warriors quickly down on the floor. So be keeping the ball in field.
And the winger with the ball running back. Liam's going to slow him down, but missed the tackle. Kosti and Mika with the tackle. And balled the back. Good ball from Helsinki. Tony on the wing, defending. Tackles Chris into touch. And we'll have a Warriors scrum just outside the 22.
What I would say is that Warriors defensively probably need to start stepping up. There's been a couple of times now where they've either been tracking sideways or waiting for the HRC people to come to them. So defensively, you need to get moving. But really good attacking play and enterprise from HRC.
And Tony to put it into this full line out. And ball wide of Johannes. Helsinki with the ball, number 10 running. And illegally securing possession, going off their feet by Helsinki. So Reese quick tap and go and tries the chip. It's charged down, but Warriors still have possession. Tumpy with the ball, steps inside again, steps outside, steps inside.
He's not sure whether he left his keys at home or not. That's that's really good play down the channel there as well, trying to make things happen.
But the ball goes into touch, so we'll have a Helsinki line out after Tumpy's juggling feet.
Phase play not quite into place yet, I would say. A little bit scrappy from both teams. Let's see who can impose a bit of structure on the game first.
I think Reese's decision to tap and go with a penalty caught his teammates by surprise. Middle ball. Middle ball is the call. Looks like back ball, but it is wide and high, and Mika isn't able to gain possession the first time, but gains it the second time, but knocks it on in gaining possession, so we'll have a Helsinki scrum inside the 22.
Yeah, it's quite a stiff right to left breeze on the pitch, hence our tent almost taken off. So probably going to have to be really sort of aggressive with the darts thrown in the line out. Make sure we don't have any overthrows or going straight. George laying the law down here. Looks like he's holding court. Probably some choice words already being shared by these best of friends, HRC and WRC. Let's see what happens here with the scrum. Warriors definitely have improved in the scrum in recent years, but the HRC have got a lot of weight in that front row, in particular with Chris Denham. Excellent. But Warriors with a fantastic drive there. Got right underneath him and went straight through the middle.
Got the ball with the Helsinki winger, he pops it back inside, and the fullback is tackled. And number 9 to the replacement, number 17. Good tackle by Axley. And the ball is available to Warriors. And Tumpy blind pass to Tim. Tim over the top to Reese. Reese to Liam. Liam going for the corner. Helsinki line out inside the 22. Helsinki looking to take it quickly.
That was a great example of how a tackle can actually change the momentum of a game. Actually stopped that attack dead in its tracks and gave the Warriors boys the chance to even turn the ball over. And now we are 5 meters out with the defensive line for Helsinki. Great tackle there from Atsu.
And Helsinki with the front ball back to the 10. And Crowley to collect and run it back to the right to Reese, to Mateus. Mateus tackled. Ball available at the back now with ball illegally slowed down by Helsinki, hands on the floor, and George to again speak with the players.
I think that's fair that obviously you can't disrupt the ball from coming out on the floor, but at the same time the Warriors was slightly slow to get into place and keep the momentum up. So I'm hoping to see quicker resets, faster ruck speeds, and then we're going to start to see the phase play working more.
And Tumpy kicks the ball to touch, so we'll have the Warriors line out 10 metres from the try line.
No pressure, Tony Kenny. No, line out's key. I mean, one of the two main set piece options that you have on the field. The scrum's looking good. Line out in particular now, here you really need to execute so that you can build a platform to score a try. That's an overthrow. And gathered, and a nice pass there from Jewel.
Reese to Krabby through the gap, but it's tackled. Reese is tackled after picking up the ball, but there's an advantage for a high tackle. Tumpy to Tim, Henne. Oh, quick pass to Axley, but there was a previous offside from the earlier play. So Warriors with a penalty. Tumpy with the ball in his hands. Is he going to go quick? He does go quick to Costi. Costi tackled. And Hannah secures possession. Tim to Iro, to Tumpy, to Reese. And the ball still not knocked on. Tumpy with a wide pass to Nico, to Tony on the wing. Tony. And the ball is not scored. It's either held up. Yeah, so held up, so we'll have a 22 dropout after Tony's attempt to score his second try in 2 games.
Reese put Krabby in through the hole there. There was a great run from the fullback. What Helsinki are doing extremely well is not being dragged into the rucks. There's max one person on the floor. So even though the Warriors are hitting up and going through phases, Helsinki are maintaining bodies across the pitch, which is making it hard for the Warriors to break them down. They're going to have to maybe think about getting a bit dirty here and there in terms of, like, you know, trucking it up and sucking in a few of those forwards, or get those passes going to hand across the field. But the HRC defensive line is looking pretty hard to crack right there.
And George speaks with the players still. And we're awaiting a decision on the restart, which we thought was going to be a 22 dropout. Oh, sorry, so the ball was kicked straight out from the 22 dropout, which is not allowed. So it looks like we're going to have a scrum 5 to Warriors. Tim with the ball.
Yeah, much like politics and dating, the rules change all the time in rugby, and you really have to be on your toes to understand what the hell's going on. But essentially, from a restart, if you kick the ball dead straight away, you've wasted your opportunity to restart in a fair way, so the other team tends to get the ball. Now, with a central scrum 5 metres out, and with the first scrum going so well for the Warriors, I'm reckoning that this is probably the best opportunity they're going to get this half to crack the scoreboard open.
And Tim with the ball. Warriors are split with the centres on one side and the fullback on the other. Tumpy goes to the right, Costi picks up. Tim pops to Tumpy, pops to Krabby, and Krabby will score on the right. Excellent deception there by Warriors, putting the centres on the left and going to the right. Warriors 5, Helsinki 0 after 15 minutes of play.
Great work there from Costi. He managed to suck in both from the instant replay that lives in my mind, which is not the most reliable, trust me, but he managed to suck in both the scrum half and the blindside flanker, which then enabled the rest of the players, including Tim, who was looping around the number 9, to create that overlap and beat the Helsinki drift defence. Very good stuff. I do like a number 8 pickup.
And Reese with the kicking duties. And the conversion is successful. So Warriors 7, Helsinki 0 after 16 minutes of play.
A good kick considering we've got quite a strong right to left breeze. If you look at the trees, you can see them bending to the left. For a right footer, not bad work.
So good start by Warriors there. All the attacking play so far. Let's see if Helsinki will have a chance after this kick-off. Helsinki going to kick again to the left. How deep will they go? They go short. And Mika takes it on the full. It didn't go 10, but Mika took it, so it's fine. And Mateus to Reese. Reese to Kosti. Kosti breaking tackles. Still going. He's still going. Eventually tackled. Ball was ripped in. The tackle by Helsinki. So Helsinki have possession. The winger, Liam and Fabi with the tackle. Helsinki still with the ball. Number 7. Tackle by Reese. And the ball at the base. To the 17. Tackle by Axel. Knocked on in the tackle. Okay, so knock on, so we'll have a Warriors scrum after that good play by Helsinki.
It's good play by both teams there. Firstly, Tony playing the ball. Wasn't the best restart. And Reese is definitely building a relationship with his players where he's looking for people to hit that straight line and come through. So Kosti went straight through that gap. But what I will say about Helsinki, when they have the ball, they've got really tidy, good phase play. They're spreading it out. They're looking for gaps. There's people, running into space, trying to create overlaps. But again, for the second time, huge tackle from Axel is stopping the momentum dead. So the defensive effort from Axel has been very good so far. I say that just as he gets his arsehole fed to his face by the front row. So pretty aggressive scrummaging there from HRC.
And the scrum went around to 90 degrees, which means that Helsinki will have a chance to put the ball. No, Warriors keep the ball. As John was saying, the balls keep changing.
Come on!
I'm guessing that is probably from an interpretation that was a purpose wheel, meaning that the one side of the HRC scrum was purposely driving sideways to whip it around. Took me with a giant kick again. That's a beaut. 5 meters out. Absolute beaut of a kick there. But yeah, we've had one really good scrum. We've had one where Warriors was in domination, one where HRC was in domination, and one penalty. So typical day at the scrummaging face at the moment. No one knows what's happening. Chaos theory in motion.
And actually with the front ball, but it goes over the top and wide. And Helsinki have the ball just outside their own try line. The scrum half will give it to the forwards. Ilya still going, tackled now. Kosti trying to stop the ball, but Kosti slow in possession, but the ball's out. With the number 7, ball ripped in the tackle. Reese regains possession, pops it to Tumpi in the tackle. Tumpi tackled, there's an advantage Warriors for a... Okay, sorry, we'll have an advantage for a scrum, not an advantage for a penalty. So in the ball popping in the air the first time, the ball was knocked on by Helsinki.
I think, look at it objectively at the Warriors line-out right now, the mechanics are not quite there. It feels like the timing's a little bit off, like the engine is misfiring, and I think it's just down to trusting each other to do their job. So the body language to me is that the Warriors are slightly second-guessing as to where things should be going, and that's why the timing is off. But HRC's line-out looks pretty smooth in the one or two instances that I've seen. They're committing, and that's why they're getting up quicker than their Warriors counterparts.
And we'll have a semi-stable stuff this time. Was Tosti to pick up at the back. Still with the ball, but he runs around the back of Tumpi, so illegal blocking there, crossing, and number 13 Helsinki will tap the ball and go, and kick the ball up to halfway, and the ball will go out just over the halfway line, but it went out. So we'll have a Warriors line out, not a Helsinki line out.
Yeah, I think Kossi got surprised that no one was flying up to smash him, so he kept running, and Tumpi, yeah, was also surprised that Kossi wasn't able to commit an HRC guy, so he's still straight. Yes. So he picked the line, and he picked his line too early.
Helsinki at the back, Ilya taps it, but Julian collects the ball. Julian flings it back inside. Johannes with the pickup to Tumpi. Tumpi to Reese. Reese chips and goes. Liam chasing. And so the ball was in the dead ball area when the ball was picked out by Helsinki, which means a 22 dropout or a dropout under the post. We will await the referee's knowledge of the rules. The ball was inside the try area when it was cleared out by the Helsinki player.
Referees asking someone on the touchline to go to World Rugby and check what the rule is.
I think it's going to be a dropout, because if you tap it down in your own area, it would be a dropout. So I imagine if you kick it out of your own area, it's also a dropout. Yeah, so it's a goal line dropout.
Quite a lot of black and gold insects at the moment flying around our heads, so excuse. Even Mother Nature supporting us. Interesting choice. See, let's hear it works. Oh, great play there from Jules. There should be.
Okay, so untidy possession, but the ball didn't go 5, so we'll have a penalty. Tumpi to Tony in the corner. Tony juggles it and it goes out over the touchline, so we'll have a Helsinki line out pending further indiscretions, resulting in a penalty. No, it looks like the ball went forward in the pass, so we'll have a Helsinki scrum just outside their own try line.
So far the Warriors have made most headway on turnovers. Broken field play, whipping the ball wide, looking for that straight line. Helsinki scramble defense, usually coping with it at some point. When the Warriors are in possession and they're going through phase play, they're rushing a little bit, and they're not making as much headway as they are in the open field breaks. HRC's defense is holding strong in those positions as well. But really what HRC needs to do now is start playing down the other end of the pitch, because all of their ball carrying has been in their own half, maybe somewhere up towards the halfway line. They need to try and get the ball down the field, get a turnover, and start playing in the attacking part of the field.
And the 10 with the clearance to Liam, who doesn't gather it successfully and knocks it on into touch. So Helsinki will progress 15 metres up the pitch. Not a disaster, but not great attacking opportunities there. Helsinki, though, still in their own half. You wonder if this wind is affecting that the clearance kicks are going to be a lot harder for Helsinki this half.
If HRC secure this scrum, I would definitely be putting it downfield. Yeah. A bit more distance would have been good for HRC there, but the idea was right.
Yeah, so the ball went more up than forwards. So Warriors still with the possession, only 5 metres further back from the original error. Only with the ball.
6, 4, 2, whiskey.
Ball goes to Johannes in the middle of the line out. And Henne with the ball to Tumpy. To Reese. Mateus with the dummy run. Reese with the chip. Krabby and Nico chasing. And Helsinki gain possession. There's no winger there. Will Reese tackle? Yes, Reese makes the tackle. Helsinki with the ball. Undecisive, but through the middle is always a good option. Hero with the tackle. Chris there. Tackled by Tony. Tumpy and Johannes making the tackle. Tumpy goes for the rip, but no. Tumpy's presence means the Helsinki player rolled a few too many times to secure possession, and Warriors will get a penalty. Tumpy with the ball in hand is going to kick to this close side for touch.
Yeah, that was actually a really good attacking kick from the Warriors. What Warriors are doing is they've got very good length of kick. They're turning the back three of HRC with the kicks, which gives the defensive line more chance to come up and put pressure on the HRC players. However, the defensive work then by, I believe it was the HRC fullback to beat the press and get down the field was fantastic. But once again, that was all done inside the HRC half, and by the time they got to halfway, because they were going through the hands instead of actually kicking it down the field, as soon as a mistake is made, there was a turnover.
Tilly with the ball back. After the untidy line out, Henne and Julian don't secure the ball. The Helsinki fullback tackled by Mika, not quite into touch. And Helsinki with the ball at the back. And Henne and Eero ready to make the first tackle. They do. Julian also there. And Johannes and Henne and Julian and Tony with the ball. Tony offloads in the tackle to Tumpy, to Reese, to Nico on the wing. Nico steps inside and offloads again to Mateus. And Tim there with the ball to Tumpy. Tumpy steps inside again and offloads to Tim, to Tony, to Eero, to Mika. Oh. And Tony there with the follow-up tackle. And Johannes there also slowing the ball down. And we're still playing even though the players seem to have slowed down. Just looked like everyone stood still, yeah. Speed change of rugby. And number 9 with the high clearance. And the ball goes straight out into touch, which is allowed if you're in your own half, and you're in 22. So we'll have a Warriors line out inside the 22. Liam with the ball, is he going to take it quickly? No.
Length of kick is really hurting HRC again. You know, this was a turnover and a chance to clear, and they're still inside their 22. Eero Uotila, the Warriors forward, actually made what he thought was the right decision, but it ended up hurting the attack. Because instead of making a dummy run and moving the ball through the hands, he took the ball, took a step, and then passed, which gave HRC the chance to turn over.
On the side!
Warriors possession, but still have it. The crowd calling for in at the side from the scrum, from the ruck. But Helsinki still have the ball. If we have the possession, is going to be this time. But the ball is still not secured. And it's knocked on in Helsinki attempting to secure the ball. So we'll have a Warriors scrum still inside the Helsinki 22. Warriors really need to make this possession count on the scoreboard soon.
Yeah, Warriors' momentum, even though they've done the majority of the attacking, is being killed at the breakdown by not securing the ball. They've been turned over several times, and the speed at which the ball comes out of the ruck is slow. Helsinki's momentum is being killed by the length of their kicks, once again. So they need to start playing in the right part of the field. Whichever team fixes this first will be the team that ends up swinging the momentum their way.
Tim steps inside, so there's no number 9 available. Liam's going to act as number 9. Liam to Tumpy. Tumpy steps inside the first 2. And is tackled by the number 8, but is still on his feet. Now to ground. quick ball needed here by Warriors. Tim can see it. It was going to go to the right to Mateus, to Krabby. Krabby breaks 2 tackles, the number 13 and the number 12 to score under the post. So Warriors 12-0, but with an easy conversion to come.
I think Krabby's parents have to move to Finland because apparently he can't stop scoring when they're in the stands.
Well, last week though he did get a quite a good cut above his eye and came off after the during the first half and needed, I believe, 5 stitches.
Tis but a scratch.
Sorry for the Australian accent. And Reese with the easy conversion. Someone find that ball. Warriors 14, Helsinki 0.
Helsinki much improved, I would say, from the last time the guys, Warriors and HRC played earlier in the season. You can see there's more structure there, more commitment, and people are getting around the field. But yeah, once again, I'd like to see HRC start playing a little bit now inside the Warriors half. Maybe a deeper kick-off right now with a real solid kick chase. Would give them an opportunity to attack more now inside the Warriors half and show what they can do and put them under pressure.
Come on, horses!
And a short low kick to the other side, actually. Throws off the first tackle, pops the header. Header looks to Mateus, passes to Mateus. Mateus passes to Julian, Julian pops to Liam. Liam dancing around the touchline but steps inside. Is tackled, Krabby there, securing the ball. But Helsinki secure the ball. And Koski with the missed tackle, but Axley with the follow-up tackle. So Liam there unable to get the ball back legally. And Helsinki with possession, but again inside their own half. And we'll have a timeout.
Liam, God bless him. I know he's the same size as a Jack Russell, but you still shouldn't roll on your back and start to show your belly to the opposition when you have the ball. Got easily plucked there. Think we can have a blood sub, are we, or no? HRC opting for the trundle. No, it's going to be the touch, the right option.
And again a high kick, and it doesn't make it outside the halfway, but it's still the Helsinki ball, so they'll have a chance to run outside the half. That's their own half.
Well, this has probably been one of the strongest parts of HRC's game is their line-out. So ideally they're going to secure the ball here, and you want to see people trying to make some ground in the midfield.
And Helsinki to throw the ball in to a 5-man line-out. And we're going to go front ball, but Koski competing at the front, but Helsinki get it back. But the number 9 juggles the ball forwards. So Helsinki still inside their own half and Warriors with possession again. This is the 6th from the half.
Look, if you call a 5-man a shortened line-out, that means that you're going to have a couple of forwards in the midfield. So what you want is to try and get the ball into the midfield so that you can either crash it up quickly or you can clear out and do a couple of phases. That means a middle or a back ball is the best option on a 5-man line-out. They went to the front and they lost possession.
Koski with the pick up the back, taps it to Reese, Reese through the tackles, and no one is going to tackle him from there, and he will score under the post after 45 minutes of play. 19-0 with another easy conversion to come.
Yeah, that was great play. Speed of thought actually there from the base. They're using going back to how things were about 5-10 years ago, where the number 8 now is actually kind of like playing almost like a second scrum half. getting the ball out quickly, not waiting for the opposition to set, which is good. But once again, on those short lineouts, especially in the middle of the park, you want the ball to go to the middle or to the back of the lineout, because even if you spill it, then you're closer to the bodies, to the forwards. If the ball goes to the front of the lineout, the scrum half's still got a 15-20 metre pass, and he's nowhere near the middle of the field. So, right choices in right parts of the field.
Okay, so 21-0 after 35-36 minutes of play. Helsinki to kick off. What will they do this time after the last one that was short and low?
I'm guessing there's going to be a cheeky dink somewhere, and Warriors are most likely going to go for that. What I would like to see is a high, long kick down towards the Warriors 22.
Okay, but we don't have a ball yet, so you'll have to wait. The ball is still being retrieved. Slowly. Oh no, it's come back onto the pitch over the fence. But we all have a ball. And the ball is inspected. Is it approved? It is approved. So Helsinki will kick off to the left. A more normal kickoff, good and high. Eero underneath the ball. Eero secures the ball. Helsinki Warriors secure the ball. Tim to Matthias, to Reese. Reese to Henne, to Tumpy, to Krabby, to Julian. Julian running down the wing with Liam outside. So Julian is tackled before he's able to offload to Liam. Liam though with the follow-up tackle. And Kofi to the middle of the rock. Misses the tackle, but Liam and Johannes make it. And a high tackle by someone with blue shoes, Henne.
First part of the play where Warriors were spreading the ball across the field for the kickoff was excellent, really slick hands. Jules unfortunately held on to the ball for too long, but HRC have earned a penalty here from the speed at which they were playing from those rucks. The ruck speed was excellent, and it caused Henne to not execute as he should. And that, oh, unlucky, didn't make touch.
With the clearance, Aussie rule style, and he does kick it out on the full. But the number 9 still has the ball. He still has the option to take it quick if he wants, but only has a prop and a fullback inside him, so he won't take it quickly. So we'll have a Helsinki line out inside their own half after the good clearance kick by Kai, after the missed touch. So poor kicking by Helsinki.
Yeah, I think in that situation, just get it into touch. It doesn't have to be right there in the corner. But once again, this is something that HRC have done very well already. This game is the line out.
And they'll go for middle ball, but it's low and picked off by Henne to Kosti, to Tim, to Tumpy, to Reese, to Matthias. Matthias running with the ball. Oh, Nico, a good catch off a high pass, and he's tackled. Matthias secures the ball there with Reese. Tim to Henne, who offloads to Mitka. And actually there, securing possession, but was too slow with Henne, so Helsinki take the quick tap and go. And Henne with a good low tackle this time. Tony there. Tony holding onto his foot still. He doesn't escape. Helsinki still with the advantage from Warriors not being back 10 metres. Okay. Pass penalty there. I thought actually he was still retreating. The Helsinki player chose to run at him. But Helsinki will have the penalty, but only just outside their 22. So not dangerous yet.
Helsinki with a clear advantage on the floor. last year they were exceptionally well coached in that area, and as soon as the Warriors are hitting the deck, there is an HRC boy on his feet competing for the ball. So Warriors cannot be lazy with the supporters of the runner, of the ball carrier. Quite a lot of promising positions have been turned over specifically for that reason.
And the best kick of the game so far by Helsinki, up past the halfway line, so we'll have a Helsinki line out just inside the Warriors half. And again, it looks like a full line out, 8 players.
Yeah, I think he changed weapons. He was using the mortar before, and now he's going for the sniping rifle.
It's definitely a headwind, so you don't want to be kicking high balls into this headwind. And the ball again low. Tony to Mika, to Tim, to Tumpy, to Reese. Reese steps inside to Mateus. Mateus looks inside, offloads to Tumpy. Tumpy tries to kick, but actually dropped the ball because he didn't get his hands on it. But in securing possession, there was hands on the floor, so we'll have a Helsinki penalty.
So interestingly, HRC have gone to the front 3 times in the past 3 lineouts, and they've lost all 3. 2 for the ball being completed, and then the 3rd one because the throw was wrong. They changed the trajectory of the throw as well. It's quite low, so I'm wondering what's happening there.
And the number 8 offload to the number 7, Mika, and then needs to go around, he does. And number 4 tackled again. And number 9 ball available to Chris. Chris tackled by Johannes and Tumpy. Tumpy trying to get over the ball. This is the Helsinki's first throw with the backs. Tackled by Reese. Ball still out wide, the centre with it. Fair possession, and Warriors come back up with the ball. Johannes passes to Reese. Reese struggling inside. And it's tackled now. Ball at the back. Tim gives the ball to Henner. Henner's not going to kick, I hope. He doesn't. Ball secured again. Tim now to Tumpy for the clearing kick. The clearing kick is a chip out of play, but Tumpy knew it was half time, so we'll go into half time with Warriors leading 21-0. Tumpy will pick off to the far side. Chris is underneath it. Chris takes it. Down. One of the props there from Helsinki taking the ball up. Reese asking for more tacklers on his side. And Warriors not straight, not pushing straight. So Helsinki will have an easy out and a penalty. Let's see if their kicking improves this half. That's much better, but it's not out in the full, so Liam takes the ball, runs it back, in field, steps inside, and is brought down by the winger for Helsinki, number 11. But Tim with the ball at the back to Axley. Axley still fighting, is brought down. Tim with the ball to Iro. Iro round the back to Tumpy, to Reese. To Krabby with an unusual pass to Mateus. Mateus to Mika. Mika outside him, tackle down. Mika with a pass to the ball. Tim to Johannes. Hannes over the top, quick enough. Tim's there. To Tumpy. Iro's a bit in the way, but Tumpy passes the ball over the top to Reese. Reese drops it, but backwards. Reese will kick it. Awkward bounce up and Liam picks up the bouncing ball, but is tackled, and Helsinki regain the ball from the floor. But there was a knock-on from Helsinki, so we'll have a Warriors scrum. Excellent opportunist play by Liam there, picking up the bouncing ball.
By the way, any tackle on Liam by default and by definition is a high tackle. But it's quite interesting actually. There's been a couple of times in this half where it's almost as if the HRC outside press is beating the Warriors midfield passing. So there was the example there where Reece had the ball, and in fact half of the HRC defensive line was even was behind him almost. So I don't know what's going on there. But these big passes are definitely a play.
Unable to steer the pass from Reece, and it's knocked on in the tackle area. So goes down. Helsinki scrum. Good strain of the ball by Warriors.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how HRC exit. Traditionally, you want your 10 pretty much putting it onto where Krabby is, but into touch. But Krabby's been a safe pair of hands today.
And the ball's outside the 22, so they shouldn't pick it out on the full. Helsinki have the ball. The scrums have been pretty even today. One of the centre, the other centre who will kick, and Krabby lets it bounce in front of him. Takes a good look at Helsinki. Krabby now secures it, runs back up to the 10-metre line, and will kick high and low, and is taken by the hooker. Steps inside Krabby, but drops it or kicks it forward. Okay, so Helsinki lost the ball, but from Krabby, some of the players were in front of him and did a work for him to advance in front of him. So it's an offside penalty to Helsinki on the 10-metre line.
If anything, Krabby's kick was maybe even slightly too long. Oh, it's straight out.
So the ball went dead there from the kick. So we'll go back to where the kick was taken from for a Warriors scrum. Helsinki taking too much advantage of this strong win. So the option was a 22 dropout or a scrum from where the ball was kicked. And as the scrum has a high chance of regaining possession, most teams will opt for the scrum and as it's further up the field. They opt for the scrum. And Helsinki number 7 arguing about how the ball went dead, but it pretty clearly went dead.
Yeah, the scrums today haven't been a battle of strength. They've been a battle of concentration, quite honestly. Whichever team seems to be switched on and is murdering the other team. So this isn't about strength discrepancy. This is about who's focused and actually gets the drive tight. All right, both teams up there pretty tight there, but HRC with a good dip and fair play to the Warriors for holding out.
Somebody steps inside 1, steps inside 2, pops to Mateus. Mateus still going, is tackled but offloads behind the tackle to Krabby. He passes to Liam. Liam is tackled, the ball is still in play. Krabby with the ball with the ruck. Henne, not sure where the ball is, now finds it, passes to Reece untidy. But we will go after that untidy piece of play. There was an indiscretion at the tackle area where Liam was tackled. Patrick and George conversing on what happened, but George was indicated a penalty to Warriors. So Warriors will presumably kick the touch from the penalty. And the wind is back affecting our tent, which for me is much needed, so I think it's something.
It's part tent, part parachute, part Mary Poppins umbrella. But, there you go. Krabby is an excellent counter-attacking fullback. He's got that long, languid stride and he likes to run those delicate curves. Where he needs to focus in this game now is on his final pass out to the winger. He's rushed it twice now and given it a little bit of a flippy one, which has slowed the momentum down and has caused Liam, I think, on both occasions to check his run, which has given HRC a chance to come across. So just take your time, Krabby. Look, pass.
And with this strong wind of being so close to the touchline already, Warriors will opt for the scrum instead of the line out to secure possession, which will give the backs more space to attack if they can get it wide quickly enough. And standing in a traditional formation that Liam is standing behind the scrum, not looking to go down the blind side and get smashed by his opposition in there.
Yeah, they're going to look to try and score off one phase of play here. Looks like HRC defending quite narrow at the moment, you know, only half the pitch. But if Liam's there, they could probably try and create overlaps in the midfield and then get the ball out to Crabby and Nico.
Costi picks up at the back, Reese takes it up. But there's a penalty advantage coming here now with the ball, tackled. Ball at the back, Tim to Iro. There's no advantage for the penalty from the original tackle, and George will speak to the Helsinki player about his conduct in the tackle situation.
Look, it's like being a gardener. You know, you definitely want to plant the vegetable into the earth, but you want to do it in a way so that it can still breathe afterwards.
Thanks for the gardening advice. And Warriors penalty, and it's in the same position, so they opt for the same scrum. Burundi will set up the same with Liam standing behind the scrum and he'll go out wide in the wing.
Because of course the definition of insanity is doing the same thing twice and expecting a different result, right? Unless they're galaxy braining here. I don't know, maybe they're thinking, but they don't think that they think they're going to do this.
Maybe Reese is not the player who you want running straight at tackles. He should be the avoiding guy. But we'll see what they do this time. He does pick up the ball, but goes to the blind side with Tumpy passes inside to Reese, and Reese will score almost under the post. Excellent diversion there by Tumpy, going out wide and then throwing the inside pass line.
I have to say, Costi picking up and then flipping a reverse out the back of his hand pass to Tumps. It's not many eights that can do that. I mean, even in the professional game, that is really damn good stuff. And then the fact that Reese was looping around, and instead of making the obvious pass to Liam, they passed inside to Reese. Excellent work. I know he's born in London, but Reese Morgan, come on, you're Welsh.
That insult put him off there.
Sorry. In all fairness to him, one of the reasons why his running style is so difficult in broken play is that, let's say he's making a break in the centre of the park and the ball has been going from left to right. 99% of people on the planet step right. They'll try and evade their tackle by going on the outside. He steps inside, he cuts through the grain, and pretty much Bruce Lee's people, they run past him because he steps inside on the curve. It's got to be confident to do that. Or it might be like Lionel Messi playing in Inter Miami, and you're like, Jesus Christ, where's the defence? Okay, I'll just go score some tries.
I'm not sure if that was Lionel Messi's skill or Helsinki's lack of skill. And Reese with the take off the long deep kick. Costa with a hard tackle, but the number 8 is back up on his feet after the 8-on-8 clash. But Costa seems to have come off worse from that contact situation. So we'll have a Helsinki penalty in the middle, just outside the 22.
To be fair, I've never seen a ball carry a tackle someone before. That's pretty special.
Helsinki take it quick, the hooker, tackled by Mika, over the top by Costi, but there's a roll by Helsinki, stopping Costi the chance to secure possession. Tumbi takes it quick, through the middle, still going, offload to Johannes. Tim with the ball at the back. Tim to Axley. Inside to Mika. Tim with the ball to Tumpy, who will kick. And it looks like Helsinki secured the ball, but the ball went out into touch. Was the ball touched in the kick because it came off at a weird angle? Or was the ball was kicked from outside the 22 and went straight out. So Helsinki will have a line out just outside the 22.
Right, bear in mind Tumpy's playing, is he 10 or 12 today? Playing 10. That's the third key turnover he's made in critical positions. And for me, the thing that makes Tumpy stand out from many other players is that he's exceptionally switched on to dangerous situations, and he knows exactly what to do to swing momentum in that moment. So he could see that the hooker was steaming through, and there was going to be a couple of quick phases there. So he committed straight away, went in over the ball and made that turnover. He is exceptionally good at decision making in those situations.
I would agree he is, but it's Costi who won the turnover. Costi was straight over the ball after his tackle. And taken by Helsinki untidily. Chris with the ball, tackled by Tim and Mika, and offloaded. But Reese with the ball, offloads to Nico. Nico goes to the ground. Ball available. Tim to Johannes. Johannes tackled quickly. Actually there with the ball, fighting through. Still going, is tackled now. Henna with the balls. Oh, okay. Legally securing it. Tumpy juggles inside. Oh, a tackle and a strip there. But Henna's ball securing was dubious, but it was because Helsinki hadn't rolled away. So Helsinki Warriors penalty. Reese to Matthias as Nico outside in passes. Nico back inside. Fabi over the ball securing it. Tim to Axley. Axley hands off one. And places the ball. Yeah, slow ball left. Tumpy dummies inside. And goes. And will not go all the way. He's tackled. Pass offloads to Reese. From Matthias. But the pass was forward to Matthias, and he tried to tip it, but as the pass was initially pulled out of the hands, it's a forward pass, and we will have a pause in play for Axley, who's down in.
Tumpy trying the old inside step, so Reese do, and realising that Reese is 10 years younger than him and a bit faster. Not sure what happened to Axley there. I think there was a pretty meaty tackle. But Warriors are trying to speed it up now. They're trying to go through the phases a little bit quicker. HRC responded in time as well. It's a good little arm wrestle here at the beginning of the game.
Actually back on his feet. I didn't get it. Yeah, actually back on his feet. And it looks like the play will recommence quickly with a Warrior, a Helsinki scrum after the forward pass by someone to the place.
Yeah, the forward in me is like, please don't do the 50-50 passes, but also at the same time, the Harlequins appreciation of fanboy in me does love the high-risk game that the Warriors are playing. They really are trying to spread the ball around and make things happen.
The number 8 with the pick-up off the base, Tumpy with the tackle. And Tumpy this time securing the ball.
Yeah, I was just telling the future, that's all I was doing.
And Warriors will have a penalty just outside the 22 in the middle of the pitch. Normally you would go for a kick, but the score's 28-0, so Warriors might opt for a different kind of events. They opt for a scrum in the middle of the match.
Well, the last time they did this, they scored, if you remember, past the pick, and they went wide right and ended up creating that overlap.
Or predicting the future there.
they call me Cosdradamus. Krabby's getting a hat trick.
Reese is also on for a hat trick, but you reckon Krabby? Looks like Krabby on. Krabby is on the right side with Nico, and Reese is on the left side with Tumpy. Tumpy chips, and Reese scores the hat trick, not Krabby.
Just wait 5 minutes. No, that was cracking play again. The weight of the kick was really good. It's something actually that HRC brought into Finnish rugby last year and the year before, is using the boot as a defensive weapon and to crack down these defensive game plans. And couldn't see where the fullback was, but he maybe wasn't sweeping around in position to spot that kick through the.
Yeah, the scrum was very central, so it's obviously hard to position on one side or the other, and then Tumpy picked who was on the other side. And the kick was so low and fast, didn't give him much time to adjust. And Reese with the kick, it's wide anyway. The score will be 13-3-0.
Many people in very serious danger of getting sunburn out there. You know, have you got the factor 50 on?
Maybe just hot, like because it's hot. With the take, and a step and run, tackle secured by Errol, not very straight ruck, but allowed by George. Tumpy out wide to Krabby. Krabby stepping inside one, stepping inside two is tackled. Presents the ball well, but the Helsinki player comes to the middle and legally secures the ball. Helsinki the ball. Number 3, tackled by Tumpy and Tim trying to rip it. Ball back on the Warriors side now. Yes, Tim with the ball at the back. Actually running straight again. And secured by Eero and Henne. Tim to Mika. Haven't seen him carry the ball much today, but excellent in tackling as always. But someone was injured on the floor and the play came too close to them, so the referee decided to stop the play, and we'll have a break for the injured player. I can't see, it looks like a 10 or 12 on his back. No, 10's next to him. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
Warriors, Krabby made excellent ground, and I have to say that the support in ruck was very poor from the Warriors forwards. That was like not good. He went down, Krabby, he managed to do a very long present, and there was absolutely nobody, even though there was Warriors forwards close by, protecting the ball. That needs to improve. Second thing, I've realised which movie star actually reminds me of, and it's the boulder from Indiana Jones.
I guess actually can't hear us or chooses to ignore that comment. But certainly he's running well today. And the Helsinki player is sitting up, so hopefully he's okay. But he will continue by the look of it.
We made a quick visit to the Spirit Realm, he's back.
Ah, the number 60. I didn't see the substitution, maybe he hasn't been on for long. So we'll reset with a scrum for Warriors, as Warriors were in possession when the referee blew the play dead, and there was no poor play or turnover play by anyone. So Warriors maintain possession. Tim to put the ball in the back of the scrum.
Tim's got a cracking service on him, but much like fine dining, sometimes you have to wait for the plates to be dished up. He needs to speed up his. I mean, he's not as slow as Reese at passing. Don't get me wrong, but that definitely will help if he gets into position quickly and calls it.
Hosty takes the free quickly to Tumpy, dummies, outside, inside, outside again, but drops the ball. Ball to on the floor after a few rolls by the Helsinki number 23, but Tumpy goes over, there's no defence on the ruck. And ruck is secured with Henna at the base to Tumpy, to Johannes. Johannes still going. Tim with the ball back inside, and Reese looks to chip but decides to run and put the ball back on the wrong side. Maybe he was confused where he was. But yeah, certainly enough on by Reese there.
Scrappy play. You know, we've had a couple of long stops here, so the pace play's broken down a bit, and some of the rolling subs are going to cause this phase of the game to be a bit disjointed. Yeah, this typically happens in the 40 to 60 minute back here in the games this season. But I think so Toby again trying to make things happen. He did make the break. Once again, the supporting runners need to be a little bit closer to the action, and they're going to score twice.
I think Tim coming back to the blind side confused everyone on the blind side. They were ready for the play, so they tried to make something up. It was unsuccessful. So it looks like actually has gone off, and Mikko Blundell has come onto the pitch. So Mikko and Iro will stop side on the scrum. Mikko doesn't like playing loose head. He says it confuses him. So he's back and Iro goes to the loose head side. But otherwise, no changes there. You can see that into the backs. It's harder to identify when they're in the scrum formation.
Yeah. I push on one shoulder, it's weird. So what's the difference between on the hoof, off the cuff, and on the fly?
You're talking about the wasps or the style of play? And, Helsinki with the ball, tackled by Henna. Secured by Helsinki. Oh, through the middle by... But he drops it. He was carrying the ball with one hand and tried to defend with one hand. Warriors hoop the ball forward, and the ball is touched down inside the own goal area, which means nowadays under the post dropout, which is probably not what he was expecting to happen, or at least you wouldn't touch it down naturally nowadays inside the own goal area, because that's not a profitable result.
Yeah, it's like buying a life insurance policy from a multi-level marketing scheme. If you're doing all right, then actually you end up getting screwed.
But it was a 22 dropout. Okay, we'll check the ball in later. Costi with the ball off the bounce and spins it left to Tumpy. Floaty pass to Mateus, who just drops it after looking to secure it. But Warriors still have the ball. Yes, Warriors still have the ball, but almost everyone is there. So let's see who they've got now for this phase play. Oh, the tip ball to this tackle, passes. The hook at the outside, the hooker steps inside. And is eventually tackled into touch by Costi and Mikko. So we'll have a Warriors scrum.
Once again, the weakest point of the Warriors game is the attacking and defensive rucking. That was extremely slow ball, and I know you said that everybody is there, but actually what happened was there was 3 or 4 Warriors forwards tied in, standing up around that ruck and inside it. One HRC person apart from the guy on the floor tied in, which is why when the turnover happened, which HRC are good at, they managed to get themselves right down into the best attacking position of the day for them. But overthrow. Looks like real danger here if the ball is collected. Real danger. And that's, the pass was slightly behind him.
Warriors still with the ball. But Tumpy knocks it on in attempting to retrieve that catch. So Warriors make up 60 meters, but unfortunately lose the ball. So Helsinki will have a scrum just inside their own half after that. Lucky bounce and clearance kick there by Warriors that was well chased by Warriors players.
Once again, it's this high risk, high reward game plan where they're just trying to keep the ball alive at all costs. However, sometimes you do need to have a ruck. Sometimes you do need to reset and build the next phase of play.
So Tim is going to come off for Mr. Andre.
Mr. Andre Parisi, aka a human black hole. I don't know how he eats as much as he does and stays as small as he is.
Scrum is stable. Excellent push by Warriors. Helsinki go to the blind side. And still going. Missed tackle and good offload on the tackle. Mateus still there to make the final tackle. He does. And the Warriors are now back. Slow ball from Helsinki. Our Warriors have secured the turnover. Johannes with the trundle up. Andre. Yeah, so we'll have another pause in play for an in. No, I think it's a yellow card.
Yeah, I think what I saw was that Jewel, I believe, the Warriors flanker, he dived straight through off his feet when HRC hit the deck there. So to be honest, that's at least a penalty, possibly a yellow card. If they had a chat. What was interesting was that this position came because even though HRC were under pressure in the scrum, they did something that people don't do very often, which was a channel 1 hook. They got the ball out extremely quickly and popped it off to the looping round backs, who then basically hit the lines fast and made a lot of field position. So that was really smart. That shows what happens when you go through quicker phase play and get the ball moving quicker.
The referees have decided what happened and will consult the 2 number 10s who are the captains about what they saw, but they haven't beckoned over anyone else, so it's presumably talking to the 4 ruck discipline that both teams have been displaying several times.
We want something to watch!
I mean, this is like trying to tell 2 pirate ships to behave when boarding shore.
We will restart, and Andre still has the ball, so presumably Helsinki Warriors will have possession from a penalty based on the way that Helsinki is standing. So we're not sure what happened. Julian's indiscretion was not the first indiscretion.
Yeah, to be honest, I think the Warriors are lucky there. George, in fair play, his refereeing style is to be quite lenient with the cards. But as long as, but he does try to maintain an open dialogue with the players, and we're all adults out here. Is kind of his philosophy. He wants the boys to sort the things out themselves so the game can actually progress. But for me, from what I saw, I think HRC were hard done by there, and it probably should have been a penalty at least to them.
And a much better clearing kick by Tumpy than all of the Helsinki kicks in the first half. The wind has died down though, so we'll have a Warriors line out 10 metres before the halfway line. And it's front ball gathered by Johannes after Kosti's flick. Andre to Dumpy. Dumpy with a drop pass out of his hands. Secured by Helsinki. I'm not sure why George threw up straight away. Helsinki had possession and it was only a forward pass. And the crowd was very happy with the forward pass for some reason. Dumpy clearly let go of it badly because it came out very strange.
Yeah, a little bit of gallows humour there from the crowd, much appreciated. Yeah, the wind-up was he didn't have it properly cocked in the chamber, did he? I would definitely try and do the same thing again if I was HRC. That quick ball and that phase play, moving around to the Warriors' left side of defence where you've got maybe not the most mobile of backs. That's what I'd be aiming to do.
Helsinki go to the open side. Fullback there. Nico's going on the outside and will tackle him into touch, but he passed the ball off before touch. And good tackle by Julian and a wild offload by Helsinki. And is secured by Warriors. Andre with the ball to Tumpy. Tumpy will clear. Nico and Mateus will chase. And the ball bounces before the 15. He should have caught it on the full. And oh dear, number 9 clearly blocking there. So penalty to Warriors. Andre wants it quickly. He does take it quickly. Mateus to Hannah. Hannah to Iro. Iro to Tim. Tim to Liam. Liam looking to go around the outside. And he does go around the outside. One player, but he goes into touch on his way around the outside. So we'll have a Helsinki line out.
Yeah, HRC there didn't really have a game plan from that scrum. I think they just wanted to get it to a nice chunky runner. Essentially, they weren't actually like drawing the men in, so it was quite easy for Warriors to defend.
Yeah, they went on the blind side where no one was ready and there was only 2 players there. It's not what you should do if you're attacking, when you have control of the play.
Yeah, and by counter, Warriors reacting quite quickly now and forcing a 60-70 metre gain just by reacting quickly. Andre taking that quick tap. Here they are.
The poor line out is gathered by Warriors. Tumpy has it now, will chip it, and Nico will chase, and doesn't gather. The fullback gathers. Helsinki have the ball, but they're going to be under a lot of pressure here. I can see a lot of Warriors forwards over the ball, but too many Warriors forwards over the ball illegally. So Helsinki will get an easier out, but they tap and go from their own half. Chris with the ball is tackled, but they have an easier clearing position now, but they go wide again and wide again. Tony there on the wing. And Helsinki have made it out. And they don't make it past Liam. An excellent tackle by Liam on the man at least 30 kilos heavier than him. And tackles him into touch, which is also classed as a defender.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate the endeavour and the commitment from HRC. There were clearly some exceptional ball carriers on the side. Chris Denham, the hooker, that back that looks like a tight head prop. But also they've got to kind of earn those positions as well by, getting that field position a bit more.
Line out, Mateus with the ball. Mateus goes to Krabby, but Krabby drops it in the tackle. Helsinki have a scrum advantage, but they also have the ball, but there's a man. But the guy's on his knee, so Warriors should release. So either way, we're going to have a scrum to Helsinki. Whether you want the more scrum or the drop scrum. George seems to say there's another scrum as well, but it's still a Helsinki scrum.
All we know is scrums are imminent. But yeah, going back to that point, what Helsinki were doing really well in the first half was moving the ball through the hands and trying to put the runners into positions where they were going to create overlaps. At the moment, what seems to be happening is they're just as quick as possible trying to get the ball into the hands of ball runners without absorbing in the Warriors' defence or getting field position.
And fast reset now by Helsinki. Helsinki the ball in the back. Andre harassing, but doesn't harass enough. Helsinki going down that left side again. Quick passes, and the winger steps inside and is tackled by someone with white boots. Koski, I think. Johannes there with the tackle. He's spinning it wide. Good tackle by Matthias. Got his head on the wrong side. He's okay. Nico gets thrown off the tackle. Andre with a diving tackle and brings him down. Eero and Nico with the joint tackle. The ball was knocked on, so we'll have a Helsinki Warriors scrum after that fast-paced play by Helsinki.
Yeah, Helsinki doing really well there. Also taking advantage of what I could clearly see is not a solid Warriors defensive shape. Probably because they haven't been under pressure quite often. But what I did see there was like a lot of dog legs. And secondly, actually flying up in defence, but also the rest of the Warriors not coming up as well, which created that hole. The Warriors need to sort their defensive shape out, but also at the same time, Helsinki need to capitalise on the fact that the Warriors' defensive shape is not quite there at the moment.
It might also be a fatigue thing. There's 2 minutes left. Deciding how they're going to split now. Reese has gone off, so Tim is at centre. And a good scrum by Warriors. Driving through and Helsinki standing up. Can't see how that's not a penalty, but I guess George might just reset it. He does reset it.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the opposite of the parting of the Red Sea. That was the Red Sea coming together and splashing up. Who's caught your eye today then, Brucey?
Well, I think the back play in the first half from Warriors is impressive, the way they just spin it fast.
Left side!
And especially with the forwards' lack of ruck possession. The best players, certainly in the backs, Reese and Crabbe with 3 tries and 2 tries each.
Yeah, on HRC side, Chris Denham really bringing energy to the play whenever he's got the ball. Also the hooker as well, he played really well last time against Warriors. But for me, best all-round performance has to be Reese Morgan again.
There you go, Reese Morgan, man of the match. 3 tries, 4 conversions, and he's now off the pitch. But certainly Chris also from Helsinki doing a really good job carrying the ball. 4 or 5 big long carries from him, fighting with players as he goes. Turning the ball on halfway for a line out. And front ball picked off by Helsinki. Helsinki's throwing it wide. Warriors back to pushing up. Showing on the outside. Tim goes to the middle, but Tim doesn't keep hold of him. Crabby's at fullback, that misses the last tackle by Liam. Helsinki's still going, but the ball's now slowed down at least. Tony's out on the wing defending. Oh no. After praising Chris for his good running performances, he shells an easy-ish pass straight onto the floor and knocks it on. So Helsinki will stay with 0 points and Warriors will have a scrum with injury time only remaining.
Yeah, it's no mean feat to shut any team out in the championship, let alone one with the history, pedigree and playing personnel of HRC. So good defensive effort there from the Warriors, have to say. They should give a mention to Atsu as well. I think he's played very well. He made a couple of really big impacts there.
He definitely made a few good momentum-stopping tackles as well as his 4 or 5 fighting runs. And Tumpi will kick the ball into touch for the end of the game. And Warriors will win 35-0.
And after the match, you want to get yourself down to Lazy Fox for a bit of grabbing some booze, and then after that, you want to go to Aussie Bar and spend a lot of money and make a lot of bad decisions.
Matchen var slut.
I'm going to go and coach the second team now, so enjoy the booth boost.
Hopefully one of the first team players will join me afterwards. Or the girls team if they want.
Ja. Vad har du hittat? Oj då, har du hittat stort gräs? Wow!
Mitä pää pystyy vaan? Okei, moi! Heads up!